The Rich Man Who Fed His Shadow, a tale from the Whispering Dunes. The Boastful Chief. Baba Jabari, his voice raspy yet captivating, gathered the village children beneath a sprawling acacia. Listen closely, little ones, he began, his eyes twinkling, to the tale of Chief Kabaru, the wealthiest man in all the Whispering Dunes. Chief Kabaru, a man whose laughter once echoed through the village like thunder, now paced his opulent hut, a frown creasing his brow. His granaries overflowed, his cattle were countless, yet a gnawing emptiness resided within him. He clutched a pouch of glittering gold, his gaze fixed on his lengthening shadow on the mud floor. More, he muttered, a chilling glint in his eye. I need more. His shadow seemed to stretch towards the gold, a silent, insatiable hunger. Chief Kabaru, Baba Jabari continued, his voice dropping to a whisper, became obsessed with his wealth. He hoarded grain while his neighbors went hungry. He demanded more cattle, leaving grazing lands bare. And as his greed grew, something strange began to happen. His shadow, Kito, started to change. Now, Chief Kabaru stood in his courtyard, a mountain of food piled before him, roasted meats, plum fruits, sweet honey cakes. He tossed a succulent piece of lamb towards his shadow on the sun-baked earth. The shadow, now visibly larger and with a gaping black void where its mouth should be, seemed to consume it. The food vanished as if falling into an endless pit. Kabaru watched, a strange mix of satisfaction and unease flickering in his eyes. He tossed another piece, and then another, feeding the ever-growing darkness that clung to him. The more Chief Kabaru desired, the larger and hungrier his shadow became, Baba Jabari recounted, his voice taking on a somber tone. Soon, Kito was no longer satisfied with scraps of food. It demanded more. It demanded what belonged to others. Now, Chief Kabaru stood trembling in his emptying granary. His shadow, Kito, had grown to twice his size, a hulking, distorted silhouette with glowing red eyes. It loomed over a sack of grain Kabaru had just taken from a struggling farmer. Kabaru, his face pale and sweaty, offered a meager portion to the shadow. Kito roared, a silent, terrifying tremor that shook the very ground, and snatched the entire sack, its form momentarily rippling as it consumed it. The granary was almost bare, and fear finally began to pierce Kabaru's greedy heart. Desperate, Chief Kabaru tried to hide his remaining treasures, Baba Jabari narrated, his gaze sweeping over the captivated children. But Kito was now an extension of his very being, sensing his every selfish thought. Chief Kabaru frantically buried a chest overflowing with jewels beneath his bed. His shadow, now a monstrous form that barely fit within the hut, pointed a long, shadowy finger towards the hiding place. Kabaru recoiled in horror as the shadow reached down, its form passing through the solid wood of the bed and floor, and pulled out the chest. The jewels vanished into its gaping maw. Kabaru sank to his knees, tears streaming down his face. He had given everything to his greed, and his greed, in the form of his shadow, had taken everything in return. In the end, Baba Jabari concluded, his voice soft but resonant, Chief Kabaru was left with nothing. His shadow, bloated with all it had consumed, had become his master. He walked among his people, a hollow shell, his once booming laughter silenced forever. His shadow, a monstrous testament to his insatiable greed, now led him, a constant reminder of the price of a heart that knew no contentment. Chief Kabaru stood outside his once grand hut, now dilapidated and bare. His clothes were tattered, his face gaunt and filled with despair. His shadow, Kito, was enormous, a dark, swirling vortex that dwarfed him. It pulled him forward, towards the desolate Whispering Dunes, its silent hunger never satisfied. The villagers watched in pity and fear, a stark lesson etched in their hearts. Baba Jabari looked at the children. Remember this tale, he said. For greed is a shadow that will consume you entirely if you let it.